let's talk about converting alphanumeric characters into 3D objects in AutoCAD and AutoCAD architecture. I'm currently using AutoCAD architecture here, so I will take advantage of the project navigator. Under the elements folder, I've created a new category here called graphics. So under graphics, I'm going to start a new element, and I'm going to call that, just to give a example of where you might use this, I'm going to write in building address, and the intent is to create the address as a 3D object that I can attach to a wall so that it'll show up in renderings. I guess it would show up also, of course, in 2D projected elevations. So I have the file open now, and what I want to do next is I want to go to ST for style, and I want to set a font that's not annotatively scaled. So I'm going to pick the dumbest one. The most default one here is called standard, and it's not annotatively scaled, so it'll allow me to very easily set the size of it because there's no annotative scaling. Now I might want to check the width factor. I'm going to go ahead and set that to 1. And then that's all good here, and I'll go ahead and just do an apply. Now you could make your own new font for this purpose, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just going to start with this dummy standard one and apply and close. Oh, I'll set this current, by the way, so set current and then close. Okay, so then I can type an MT for mtext. Just pick a random spot. I'm not going to set a width, so I'll type in W, enter 0, and then I'm just going to type in an address of 1234. And I now have that. I'm going to select it and run over to Properties Palette. And I'll go ahead and set a height here of 6 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to move that closer to the origin. Eventually I'll want the origin to be one of the lower points, maybe of the 1 would make sense. Or it could be in the middle, whatever you prefer. But just to get started, I'm going to, I made a mistake here. I started this in plan view. Why don't we get a little smarter? I'll dump that. Let's go to front view so that it's already standing up. So I went up here and I just set it to front view. And then I'll do an MT W0 and then just do 1, 2, 3, 4. That works. That'll just save me a little bit of time in the future. And I'm going to go ahead and set that to 6 inches again and move it down here. All right, just to keep it closer to the origin. Now I'll go ahead and select it. I'll double click on it. Do a Control A to grab all of it. Run up here to the different fonts. And let's see, let's pick a font up here, maybe in this area, maybe one of these. Let's do a true type font. Let's see. What do we have that's interesting? I can't find anything that interests me. Maybe just Arial. Let's go Arial. Okay. So if you have your Express tools, you can do the following thing. If you don't have your Express tools, you better load them. You should always have the Express tools loaded. You can type in TXT-EXP, and that'll fire up the command to explode text. Or you can go to Express tools here, and you'll notice under modify text, it's right there at the top, explode. And if I select that and hit the text, it turns it into this. Now those are polylines, they're closed polyline shapes. If I view them in 3D, that's what they look like. So it's not really, there's nothing in 3D, and they're just polyline shapes. All right, so I'm back to plan view, looking at it. So what I have here is that shape and this shape and this shape. Okay, now those of you who know how to use AutoCAD architecture know that you can convert closed polyline shapes into mass elements. So you could pick here, right click, and go, you should actually see, interesting. It's not doing the convert. I think you could type in mass element convert, and you should be able to select this. No graphical information found. 2D polyline. Interesting. There's something that won't let that become interesting. Well, I wasn't going to convert it anyway directly. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use an AutoCAD command called region. Now, before I go too far with this, I know the number 4 is going to give me trouble, and that's partly why I want to do this little exercise or demonstration, is to help people get through the sticky areas. some of this stuff is very easy and self-explanatory, but so you can get into sticky areas. So I'm going to copy that 4 over. I probably should maintain an insertion point here. I'll just give myself a couple of lines so I know that that's the insertion point. Now, I'll do a region. That's an AutoCAD command. And I'm going to region all of this stuff here. And then what I've found is that these are now all regions on the properties palette. So then I should be able to do a union. So I'll union all of this together. Because a region is a 2D solid. But that number 4 is going to give me some trouble here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick that and come down here and do a remove vertex. That cleaned that up a little bit. And I'll try doing a region on just that piece that was messed up. And it did it successfully. So now I'll do a union and union that stuff together. See, now it's all clean and one nice outline the way that you would probably want that to be. So I'll go into a 3D view. Okay, and if I do EXT, which is extrude, the extrude command in AutoCAD, I should be able to select this stuff and bring it out to create the 3D text. So I'm just going to come out here. I could type in a value of, say, 0.5. No, I'm just going to do it like this. And let's go to View and take a look at this in conceptual mode. All right, so that's looking really good. Now, if you're just an AutoCAD user, you're pretty much done here. You've got these things ready to go. They are 3D solids. You can assign a material if you want to. You can union them again if you want to. You can do a union one more time, this, 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 and this. And then that's all done. It's one object now that you can do further work with if you want to. But I need to undo from that because of AutoCAD architecture problems. So I just went back to where these pieces of these numbers are separate entities. So watch what happens here. If I go ahead, well, I'll do this one. I'll do this and convert to mass element. And yes, I want to get rid of the original. I'll do this one and this one, convert to mass element. And yes, enter. Okay. So if you do them all at once, it joins them together. If you just do one at a time. So be aware of that. If you want to maintain these as separate objects that you can move around, convert them individually. If you want them all to stick together, you try to convert them all together. But look what happens here. Here's the number 4, convert to mass element, yes, enter, and it does this. Now I did another video showing how screwed up this part of AutoCAD architecture is. And you will run into this a lot if you convert solids into mass elements. And it didn't used to be like this. This is something that came along in 2015 or so, and they just never have fixed it. And no matter how many times I've pointed it out, nobody seems to care. So knowing that I'm going to have that problem with the number 4, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to go over here where I have that as my original polyline, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the vertex. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to extrude these two guys out. Let's see, will this not extrude, EXT? Yeah, that'll be fine, out to the same point. And then I'm going to extrude this out to that same point, like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just individually convert this. So I'm going to convert this one to a mass element, yes. And then I'm going to convert this to a mass element, yes. Now I'm going to bring them together with the mass element Boolean union, and yes, so that I get the whole going through it, and then I can move that piece over here, right? So that seemed like a laborious process. This is needs to come over here. There we go. But you know, it comes up. It happens when you have these holes. When you're converting solids to mass elements. But now I could Boolean all of these guys together, union, so this, and this, and this, and yes. So now they read as one, just like the solids did. And now what I would do is I would do a move, and I would probably move maybe from this spot here to 0, 0, 0, so that all of that stuff sits in a place that I can use when I want to put it up against a wall or something. I'll know the origin here, or maybe I'll want the origin back here. You just figure that out for yourself on where you want it. And so now, because this is an AutoCAD architecture thing, and a mass element, what we can do is we can click on it, right-click and say copy mass element style and assign. We could give it a name. We could go 3D text or 3D alphanumeric or whatever, create a unique mass element style, and then we just need to figure out what material to apply to it. But so, okay, so now this C's over here is 3D text. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to type in material. And if you're one of our product users, you own our products, you can do this. You can come up here to the Open Drawing folder. You can jump to C. You can go down to Program Files, Archidyme, and then find any of our products in here to grab materials. So I'm going to go to, say, Furniture, and there will be a category in here, or a file name that has all the materials. And it says right there, Furniture. Each of those products will have one that has all the materials in it. And so then I can just quickly pull out a material of that whole product. So for example, if I want something green or blue and plastic, I'll take the white, and I can't drag it over here. I got to drag it to where I don't really enjoy doing this tedious process. I should be able to drag it right into the drawing file. So I can drag it in here, and so now I have it in the drawing file. I'll apply and OK. All right, so now I can right-click, edit the mass element style, which should be the 3D text, and I can assign it that material, and OK, and you can see that it's looking pretty good. Now what I'm going to do here is just make sure that it doesn't have those weird things that I've talked about, that sometimes when you convert mass elements from solids, you can have these inversions of the face normals that end up rendering as black. And this is looking pretty good. So it converted fine. And I kind of know why. It's not smooth. This is made up of segments, so that converts very well. You'll see the 3 has a bunch of polyline segments. So nothing weird happened there. So this looks good and will render quite well. Now, also, if you're one of our product users, we've made text ready to go. So if you go to the catalog library, the content catalog library, and go to our general tools, which everybody gets when they buy any of the other products, go to graphics and go to 3D alphanumeric, you'll see we have a bunch of characters already modeled for you and a bunch of numbers to save time. But it's still good to know how to do all of this. But for example, if I wanted to bring in, let's just go to front. So if I wanted to bring in the letter A, for example, I could just insert it here, and I could just kind of hover over. And then I could change the scale, of course. But notice we put a little non-printing circle on each of the characters, so you control more easily control the placement of them relative to each other. So I come over here, and of course I could spell out something we all know, and I'll just line that up. All right, and then you're ready to go. And all you would have to do is scale this up. If you want to make some changes to them, you can explode any one of these. They're blocks. They come in as mass elements. So if I explode it, you'll see here they come in as this mass element ready to go. Yeah, so it's basically they're pre-made, but of course, in our product here, they're going to be. I think we used. What did we use? It was bugging out graphically. Arial. Those are all Arial. All right. Hopefully that provides you with enough information to make your own 3D text. And of course, since this is an element, I can now drag it into any of my construct files and assign it right up to a wall. So having that insertion point is quite useful. I think that's it. I'm out.